What is going on, everybody? It is Tristan, and today just got the screen recording started, and what we're going to be getting into, hopefully that intro wasn't messy, but we're going to be discussing the BALVIN Jordan 3s, which have finally loaded up for September 23rd, the date we've been discussing here on the channel. So we're going to get into some of the drop details, retail, what type of drop, other things like that, other locations where it's releasing. And hopefully this will help you guys out. So if you all want more content like this, feel free to check my Instagrams down below. I've been posting here recently, so you guys can check that out. And of course, my friend and I's group, you want to check out, of course, the undermarket deals. We do early information, showing people how to bot, having botters run for you, kind of keeping you in the loop for random restocks and things like that that happen online. And of course, showing you how to make the most from your sales, just like this. Someone sold 11.5 Panda for $250, so we can show you how to consign, make more from your stuff, and that's really what we specialize in. So you can see everything offered right here. Hope to see you guys in that wait list, and of course you can read our reviews as well, so you know people are getting the help they need. So see you guys there. Hope you all will enjoy, and let's continue. So first things first, about the BALVIN Jordan 3s. As you guys can see, we got $250 retail price right here, and again, it's going to be dropping on September 23rd at 10 a.m. It says available on my computer, but one main detail I want to mention is that this is going to be a 10-minute draw. So again, whenever we get into these 10-minute draws, a main tip that I love to mention is you got the whole 10 minutes, use it, especially if you got more than one account. On one of the accounts, you can enter right at the start, but I just want you guys to think about this. Most people enter the draw right when it opens, right? Or within the first couple minutes. And don't forget, Nike uses the whole entire 10 minutes, right, to select who wins the sneaker. So people that enter right at the end do win the draw. I've had that happen before. I've entered for a draw with 10 seconds left. I've won those types of, releases. So I'm just saying, you have the whole 10 minutes. Maybe, enter at a little bit different of a time than you usually would. If you usually just enter right at the start when it opens, maybe wait till like 10:03, 10:04, like 10:06, 10:07. Just see what happens. Personally, I think it's a good tip because, again, everyone enters right when it opens. So maybe just space it out a little bit. Bots do it. So, I mean, if you want to beat the bots, you got to, kind of replicate what they're doing. So, aside from that, as you guys can see, I'm going to let that go. We're going to wait. But the retail price, of course, it is a little bit higher, but there is one main thing I can mention about the sneaker. The EA did just drop for it today. Of course, all our members down below were notified in advance. We had some people hitting there. But this is a little bit more limited, so that is kind of the reason why this is priced a little bit higher. And most BALVIN collaborations also have had a heavy retail price. Keep in mind, the Jordan 2s the Jordan 2s were $300 retail, right? So I think they kind of solved from how those Jordan 2s are doing, right? Like, not very good. I think they kind of were able to see, okay, best bet is we, keep this one limited and we actually put it on a good sneaker, right? Like a popular model. And Jordan 3s are very popular, definitely like a go-to everyday type of sneaker that a lot of people like to, go with. Obviously, this one, it wouldn't be as much of an everyday because it's going to be priced a lot higher. And again, 42,000 pairs. We're going to have the exact numbers down below as well, but just kind of like give you a reference of how many we have across all the sizes, 42,000 pairs. So not as many as, a lot of people were expecting, so they're keeping it a little bit more limited, hence why we got the higher retail price. But it's a very nice pair. I like the insoles we got, simple kind of black and white design, and of course it is the Mendelin Sunset, and that is why we got this by the heel here. That is the main thing that people kind of like about the sneakers, that kind of like fade to sunset look on the heel portion right here. And also you got the BALVIN hang tag, excuse me. So that's another, kind of cool detail that we have. I think they actually chose a good, like, kind of scenic photo for this. But overall, I'm a fan of them. I like the BALVIN 3s. Kind of this coconut milk colorway reminds me of some of the Dunk Lows that have kind of a similar colorway. But obviously, it's, very different on a Jordan 3 than it is on a Dunk. But this is another thing I noticed also. I think this is just an error, or maybe it's loaded under like another location, but they only have preschool and toddler sizes. And I'm like, okay, why would they do preschool and toddler sizes but no grade school ones? So that's throwing me off a bit, but there has to be some grade school ones. And obviously grade school versions of these would be going crazy. You already know. So that's at least what I can say. Higher retail though, but I mean, no doubt about this one flipping just to, get it out the way. And honestly, I like the see-through sole. Another cool detail. Kind of when they have the sole match the upper, it makes the sneaker hit a lot better. My personal opinion. So aside from that, again, you can see current prices on these. I mean, selling hot. Whoever has them right now, congratulations. I wish I was in your shoes. So aside from that, you can see current prices between a range of $430 to $500, but I do want to give an estimation, and it looks like I'm actually kind of glad I had to re-record this video, because by the time I would have got to edit in this video, it looks like some of the prices have already changed. Actually, some have dropped pretty significantly. So definitely see that 12.5 going below 1,000. I mean, we got 42,000 pairs on the way. There's going to be a, you know, decent amount of 12.5, so those aren't just going to stay way up there. But me personally, resale range for these, the sizes that will probably go for the least are going to be like 8 through 9 or like size 7, you know, like 7 through 9, like the ones that usually have a lot of stock. Most people kind of go into those, usually more sellers for them as well. So those ones I could see at a range of like 325, 330-ish at the lowest, Keep in mind, we got a $250 retail. So again, do these really go that low? I don't know. And I mean, we have to let the pairs from EA kind of land, you know, see the prices change here, you know, here and there, see what happens. But again, it's going to be a really sick one. I hope I hit, because I want to see this one in hand. I want to make an in-hand review for sure. I don't think I'd, like, you know, hold on to it or anything. Probably we just, you know, sell it off to somebody that would want them at the moment. And if I hit my size, like if I had a size 9 on these, honestly, I'm not going to get a better deal than retail. I might have to keep them. I'm not like a huge J Balvin fan, but the colorway on these definitely is something that I'm a fan of. So that's why I'm, you know, mainly rocking with these. It's just kind of like a simple, not even simple, it just kind of stands out a little bit, but it's just kind of different for threes. You know, I like when they make, you know, something unique. They put it like on a classic model, you know. I can, you know, threes are definitely classic, you know what I mean? Because they're from way back, you know, they've been being produced forever. We got tons and tons of colorways for them, but I just think it's kind of, I like when they, you know, mix it up a little bit, and this is kind of cool. But definitely see those resale range being between like 325 to 500 at the highest. Only sizes that would really be going above 500 is going to be like that size 13 and 14. Those are probably going to push higher after the release, and same with 12 and a half, and then maybe like 11 and a half and 12. Those could potentially stay up there at like 500 as well. But I do see most of these ones dropping probably down there towards like 375, 400. You know, in that range at least, once we have, you know, a good amount of stock release. So that's at least what I can mention about these. But aside from that, let's discuss, you know, some sneakers tips, other drop locations. So first things first, some other drop locations you guys can go enter in. We've been posting all the raffles down below, and we're going to continue to do that for people so they can kind of stay in the loop. But yeah, APB, Social Status, Avamani here, these 3 places right here, they have all posted raffles. So make sure you guys go enter, you know, on those spots for the shoot, because it is possible. I've seen people, you know, take a raffle win off these spots before. So just me personally, I have heavily recommend you guys go get entered there, because again, the key to hitting on sneakers is entering in as many places as possible, entering more. Like with sneakers, it's basically more accounts you have, more chances you have of hitting a shoot. So it's as simple as that. But aside from that, kind of the same with raffles, except you don't want to put in too many entries into raffles or you might get, you know, filtered out. So some other things I want to mention about the sneakers app. First things first, I already mentioned that, you know, kind of 10-minute draw tip. Again, we got to draw. You have 10 minutes. Use the full 10 minutes. You don't got to, you know, go right within the first 2 minutes. That's what most people do. So, you know, change it up a little bit. But also, don't forget, if you have a computer, Chrome users, this is a super useful thing. So you can just click up here on the top right on your profile, right? And you can see you can have different Chrome users for pretty much every single one. You know, on each one of these, you can add 1 sneakers account, right? And then on each one of those, all you would need is different payment method for the account, right? Different payment method, different email, different phone number, and you would also need a jigged address. So when it comes down to a jigged address, and what I mean by that, it's basically changing up the address across each account or putting slight variations in it so Nike can't tell that it's all going to the same spot. Now, if you got multiple addresses, right, and you're just making like 2 or 3 accounts, then cool, just use the different spots across each one. Don't, you know, get filtered potentially. But if you jig your address, then you're not gonna have to worry about getting filtered. But basically what you would do to jig, just room 2 section, right? So basically under the room 1 where you put the actual address, then in room 2 you put like, for example, if you have a blue car outside your house, you put like blue car. Or you could put, or if you live in a brick house, you could put like brick house, or like, you know, room 45. Just small stuff like that, you know, slight variations that aren't gonna like make it undeliverable, but you're still gonna, you know, get it to where it needs to go. So that's some tips I have for, you know, I guess using the same address across you know, multiple accounts. If you just kind of want to do that for a drop like this, it's going to be very competitive. And keep in mind, this is much lower stock, so it's not going to be as easy with a release like this, where it's, you know, for example, at St. John's we had 220,000 pairs, and people were still taking L's, right? This one we got 42,000 pairs. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have a lot more people, you know, not hitting on this one. So I'm definitely getting some more accounts ready, because it's definitely going to be a hard one to get. And don't forget, another thing I've also mentioned in some past videos, and also just want to get into this really quick. Privacy.com. This is a site that you guys can use right here. It generates virtual cards. You can add 1 of these virtual cards per account, and basically with Privacy, the account, you just connect it to like a debit card or bank account, and then it generates virtual cards off that that you can then connect to each one of those Nike accounts, and then it would just draw from the debit card source or bank account source whenever you hit on one of those accounts using that card. So kind of a cool thing. I like it. So just a little quick tip out to you guys that are going to be trying to hit in this one. And of course, down below, we're going to have people, botting for others, showing people how to bot this release so they can hit in it, stuff like that, so they won't be missing out. And of course, I'll be in there, giving manual tips, things like that. And we're definitely going to try and get some of these for under market deals. Stay tuned. But overall, I want to know what you guys are thinking about this one. It's going to be a hard drop. We should have more raffles coming out for these in the next couple days, but keep in mind with the lower stock on Snkrs and other locations, again, can't say there will be too many other spots that'll be dropping this one, but there'll be a few. So keep that in mind and use some of the tips that we provided, or I provided right here. Sorry, if you check it out down below, then we will get you helped. But yeah, target those sizes that are a little bit less common, like 6.5, size 8, 7, stuff like that isn't as commonly, targeted, but will still be, even if you get it, will still be a great flip. So that's at least what I can mention right there. But if y'all want to, don't forget to check us out down below. Get access to everything we offer, early info, restock pings, under market sneakers, showing you guys, how to, even resell like tickets, different things like that. You can read our reviews right there. And of course, showing you how to make the most from your sales with consignment, other stuff like this right here, carbon foams, 100 ship. We do stuff like this every single day, so I hope you guys aren't missing out and stay in the loop right there. And if you want to check my personal Instagram, any of that down below, feel free to as well. But I'm going to end this screen recording. Hopefully, yep, that full thing recorded right there. Super glad, because I've had to re-record this like a couple times. So finally worked right there. I'll catch y'all on the next one, though. Going to get this edited and see y'all then. Peace.